What's going on, everybody? This is Carter, and today I have for you a video on the easiest and most cost-efficient way of starting your own YouTube channel. As somebody who's kind of new to YouTube and has just recently started making videos, recently I was in a situation where I knew I wanted to start creating videos, but I didn't want to invest a ton of money in camera equipment, editing software, and all that stuff that you see all of the big YouTubers out there purchasing in order to make these YouTube videos. So the first thing that we're gonna be covering in this video today is the very, very basics that you need as far as filming equipment in order to produce your first video. Number two that we're gonna be talking about today is the type of editing software that you're gonna need in order to take your video from a raw film and turn it into a full production that you're going to publish on YouTube. And number three is how to publish your video on YouTube and how to create a thumbnail that will allow you to capture larger audiences and really draw on a viewer to your YouTube video so that you get more views. All right, so for number one, we're talking about filming equipment. Now, when you're first starting out with a YouTube channel, I'm assuming most of you probably don't have a lot of money that you want to invest in your filming equipment. But filming equipment is, of course, one of the most important parts, especially if you're planning on being on camera yourself. So for me, what I found is the easiest way to do it is to just kind of use what you already have. Personally, I have the iPhone XS Max, and that is actually what I'm recording on today. So everything that you see, this entire video is actually going to be shot, edited, and uploaded all from my phone with absolutely nothing else involved. So I just wanted to say from the start that everything that you're seeing on screen right now is done from a setup that pretty much most people already have. Most of you have some sort of phone. It may not be the latest iPhone, but it allows you to record decent quality video, decent quality audio, and then do the full editing process all from your cell phone. So the best way I found for doing this is to make sure you go into your camera settings on your iPhone, and then go under the record settings and turn it to the highest one possible. So for me, I have the iPhone XS Max, and that allows me to record in 4K 30 FPS. Some of you have an older iPhone or a different phone may only have the capabilities of doing 1080p, which is still HD. So whatever the highest setting is on your phone, that's kind of what I would recommend you go with. The next biggest part of the recording process is naturally the sound. Sound is extremely important and is sometimes underrated. So I would highly suggest that you get into a room by yourself, turn off all fans and all other sounds, like things that could make noise, before you start the filming process, because you want the clearest and most crisp sound possible. So the next most important thing is the lighting. So for this video, I'm just kind of sitting in front of two windows in my bedroom right now. And what that allows me is it provides pretty good natural light, which lights up my facial features, and really kind of makes the YouTube video look a lot more natural rather than some forced lighting or some orange lighting from something overhead. So natural lighting, if you can find it, is the best. If you live in your basement, it's perfectly fine to use your bedroom lights. Just try to get in an angle where the light's shining on your face, or if you can afford it, maybe purchase a ring light. So all in all you really need for the filming process is your phone's camera, good lighting, and then a good room where you can kind of make sure that there's no other outside noises going around. Another little tip that I kind of learned is if you can afford it, go ahead and get yourself a tripod. Right now I'm actually recording on a tripod, but I mean, you could really just put your phone up on a ledge or something like that and record the video that way. But if you have a tripod, it just makes things a lot easier. Right now I'm using just a cheap, crappy, honestly, Amazon tripod, and it works perfectly fine. I also, on my main camera, I have a little Manfrotto tripod, which is really nice because I can kind of hold it from down here and move it around a little bit, or I can just extend the legs and sit this down on a surface, and it provides me a steady video quality. So now that we've got everything kind of covered for the filming process, now we have to talk about what happens after you record your first YouTube video. So you have all this raw footage that you've recorded, and you're looking at probably a couple takes, and some are good, some are bad. You've got little good snippets in there, and you're wondering, okay, how do I put all this stuff together and make it into a final product for a YouTube video? And the best way that I found is through actually a new software that recently came out by Adobe, and it's called Adobe Premiere Rush. And what that is it is kind of a dulled down version of Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, a lot of YouTubers use Adobe Premiere Pro for their high intensity, high edited videos. And Adobe Premiere Rush is just kind of the scaled down version, really meant for creators that are kind of just getting into their first types of videos to create for any sort of platform. So what's really nice about Adobe Premiere Rush is it allows you to take all of the videos that you've created or recorded and put them into kind of a sequence, and then you can slice them and move them around and make a lot of basic edits with a very, very intuitive platform. Video editing can kind of be a daunting task when you're first getting into it, so it's always good to look up tutorial videos on how to edit. And I'm actually going to be creating a YouTube video on how to edit with Adobe Premiere Rush in the next week or so be on the lookout for that. So my number one tip for the editing process is to purchase Adobe Premiere Rush. Now this is the one part that is actually going to cost you some money. I actually pay $10 a month for access to Premiere Rush. And that may be a little steep for some of you, but trust me, it's well worth it in the end because of this one feature, and that is Adobe Creative Cloud. Now, Adobe Creative Cloud allows you to take the raw footage that you had, upload it into Premiere Rush on your cell phone, and then edit it, whether it be on your cell phone, your iPad, your PC, your MacBook, whatever devices you have out there. It syncs all of your footage into the cloud so you can edit it on the go. I've actually edited tons of videos on my PC, and then I left when on vacation or something and I wanted to edit the video again. And I just open it on my cell phone and I can edit the entire video from there because the software is so great and it all syncs with the cloud. So when you're looking to edit your first video, you're gonna probably wanna do the entire thing from your phone, but as you kind of level up and start making larger productions and maybe using other equipment out there, then maybe you'll want to edit some of it on your computer and add in more soundtracks and stuff like that, and then take it back on your phone so you can just sit in a coffee shop and edit from there on your cell phone. So I would highly recommend you download Adobe Premiere Rush. If you don't want to pay the $10 a month, there are some other free options out there that should cover it for you. I know iMovie exists. I've never really used it that much. I think I like Adobe Premiere Rush a little bit better, but iMovie is out there if you're an Apple user. There's also things like Windows Movie Maker and other free software, so you kind of have to look around for that, but I highly recommend checking out Adobe Premiere Rush because it's a brand new software, which means there's going to be a lot of updates coming to it, and it allows you to edit it from any platform or any device that you actually own. Okay, so number 3. We've made it to the final step. You've recorded your video, you've edited your video, and now you need to upload it to YouTube. If you're using Adobe Premiere Rush, then you can actually upload it straight to YouTube from Adobe Premiere Rush, which is awesome. You just sign into your YouTube account, choose all your upload settings. You can even add tags and a video description and stuff. Then you hit the upload button and it does it all for you. But once you've finished uploading your video, you're not done yet because you still need to find some way to convince audiences to view that YouTube video. So you're gonna wanna kind of create a catchy title, something that's gonna draw the audience in a bit, and then you're gonna wanna create a thumbnail. Now, this thumbnail needs to show what's happening in your video, but it also needs to be very intriguing. There's a lot of YouTube videos out there that teach you how to make a thumbnail, and I think they're all pretty good. Things like you should be able to see the whites of your subject's eyes, and it needs to be bold and oversaturated. And so there's a few tutorials out there on what a good thumbnail should look like. But I'm gonna teach you the online software that I use in order to create the thumbnail for absolutely free. And the website that I use is called PicMonkey. Now, PicMonkey allows you to upload a picture and then edit that with tons and tons of filters and adding text and things like that. So the very first thing that I do is I go in, I pick the keyframe from my video, or if I'm really feeling good, I'm going to take a separate picture that I know I can use as the thumbnail while I'm recording that video. I then go into PicMonkey, and the first thing I do is I hit the crop button. Now, the reason that I hit the crop button is you want to crop it for the proper YouTube thumbnail size, because YouTube thumbnails are not like a normal picture. You actually have to have them under 2 megs and they have to be a certain ratio. So PicMonkey allows you to crop your photo in the perfect way for YouTube. So now that you've cropped it for the proper size for YouTube, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add some text that kind of explains what's going on in the YouTube video and maybe something fun to draw on the audience. And then add some maybe little pictures or some clip art in order to kind of spice it up and make it a little bit more lively. Once you've added all this stuff in, then you need to review your final product, maybe mess with the saturation and the exposure a little bit. And then in order to not have to pay any money, because PicMonkey makes you pay money to export it to your computer, what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna open Snipping Tool, and you're just gonna snip the picture. And once it's snipped, you're just gonna save it as whatever file type you need. Now, a lot of times when you finally get that snip created and you save it, it's gonna be over 2 megabytes. Now, YouTube caps their upload limit at 2 megabytes for the thumbnail picture. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to throw it into a PNG or a JPEG or some sort of compressor. I generally just use an online picture compressor. You can just Google picture compression and compress it down to a smaller file size so you can upload it to YouTube. Now, once you've uploaded that picture to YouTube as your thumbnail by going to the creator dashboard, now you've got a full-fledged YouTube video with a catchy title, a catchy description, and some catchy tags. So that should be about it. You should have all the tools that you need in order to create your first YouTube video. Of course, if you have any questions or you're confused about any of these steps, I'm more than happy to help. Just go ahead and leave a comment down on the video, and I'm happy to respond to that and try to help you out along the way. And as always, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, hit that like button. It really helps for the YouTube algorithm and helps me to kind of be seen, as I recently just started this YouTube channel. But if you kind of gained something from this or it was helpful, then please consider leaving a like. Thank you all for watching. I really, really do appreciate the support. And I actually look forward to seeing the types of YouTube videos that you all make. Leave a comment down below if you create your first YouTube video. I'd love to check it out and kind of provide you some support and some guidance along the way. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Peace.